So day 2 of our road trip. So finally last night we came up with a rough plan what we're gonna do today. We are gonna start from the Waitangi ground. When Britishers came, they had a signed treaty with the indigenous people, and that happened on the Waitangi ground. So basically, as you can imagine, it's a pretty big deal.
And I think we're gonna go to Haruru Falls. After that,
We might go to Kerikeri. It's just 30 kilometers away from Pahia, and then we'll see how it goes.
before we go to the Waitangi ground, let us tell you a bit about the treaty. Indigenous people of New Zealand are known as Maori. The treaty promised to protect Maori culture and to enable Maori to continue to live in New Zealand as Maori. At the same time, the treaty gave the Crown the right to govern New Zealand.
I have always noticed that on our day 2 of our tour, we both are very fresh. On our first day, I think we take our time to figure out stuff and we are just not in mood. So yesterday's vlogs, or I would say vlogs, were quite boring. But I have a feeling that today's vlogs will be super fun. And the good thing about New Zealand is, even if you are not interested in history and even if you are not interested in cultural thing, you can just have a walk, and it's a pretty good walk surrounded by nature and sometimes a good view.
Just because COVID-19, there are not so many people traveling. We are a bit late. This ground opened at 9 a.m. and it's almost like 10 o'clock. But if you look around us, there is nobody. And that is pretty unusual. This ground is pretty popular among tourists, and I can't imagine this place without tourists.
This is the house where it all happened. The British governor was living here and they signed that treaty in this house. But unfortunately, shooting wasn't allowed inside of the house. There is also a carved meeting house and a Maori canoe on the Waitangi ground. And now, let's go to the Haruru Falls. After the Haruru Falls, we were going towards Kerikeri, and then this happened. We found a farmer's market, so let's go! And if you can't tell already, this is my happy place.
Okay, I'm gonna try this. It's a pork dumpling in farmer's market. Oh shit, hot.
How's it?
Very good.
In the farmer's market, because I'm vegetarian, I don't get many options, so we are looking for something for me to eat. I'm so hungry.
Problem, and you want that in a pitta?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
And he'll have shawarma lamb,
Shawarma lamb in a
but
pitta.
salad.
Shawarma lamb salad, no problem.
And we'll have burekas.
Yeah, burekas. You want potato or
Yeah, spicy potato.
spicy potato? No problem.
That's it for now.
And I'll have one Heineken, please.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
one Heineken. No problem.
That's it for now. Thanks.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you.
That was our lunch. It was Cafe Jerusalem and we found it on TripAdvisor. It was second on the list. Personally, I have had better Mediterranean food, so it was okay for me. After our lunch, we decided to go to the stone house. It is the oldest stone house in New Zealand. But when we reached there, we found out that the place was closed. At first, we were disappointed, but then we just sat on the ground and started to drink our coffee, and it turned out to be a very fun afternoon. Now, our original plan was to go to the Pahia lookout point and do the 6 kilometers of a trek. But by this point, we was just so relaxed. So we drove up to the nearest beach, and by the time we reached there, it was the perfect time for the sunset. So we just again sat there and enjoyed the sunset, and that was the end of our day tour. So because it is a shitty rainy day, we are cutting short our trip and we're heading back to Auckland.
Okay, I'm gonna put the camera down because my hand is hurting so much. Oh,
I think
she always has to say something.